Over the past week, there's been a lot of new information come out that might mean we have to rethink our goalkeepers in Euro Fantasy this year. Welcome to FPL Mate, my name is Dan, and it's time to reassess who we will be picking between the sticks for our fantasy teams. So yes guys, in terms of those nailed on goalkeepers, those goalkeepers at risk of rotation, there has been new information, so I think we do need to reshuffle the pack a little bit. So we are going to be rating all of the most popular goalkeeper picks for Euro 2024 Fantasy today, and also guys, we've got a few differentials that not many people are talking about. We've got some more hidden gem players, including some 4 million goalkeepers that look like they're going to be starting for their teams, super cheap, perfect for that bench rotation option. Guys, just before we get going, here is a list of videos we are planning this week. Make sure you are subscribed if you want to watch all of these videos running up to the deadline. They're going to be super useful for you. Of course, we are doing a Rate My Team video tomorrow on Monday, so if you want to get involved in that, go check out my Twitter page. We have put out a tweet there where you can reply with a screenshot of your team and get your team rated. Get involved, guys. But yes, guys, goalkeepers. First of all, before we do anything, I just want to say that in Euro Fantasy, goalkeepers are maybe not worth quite as much as defenders this year, because defenders are now getting the likes of interceptions and tackling points through those ball recovery points. Goalkeepers can't get that. Of course, they can get save points, but a goalkeeper is not really going to get any crazy score unless they somehow save a penalty in open play. So, teams who have a defender and a goalkeeper, if that defender and that goalkeeper are the same price for the same team, then it's always going to be a case that the defender is better value for money. So just be aware of that one. Now, next up, a lot of the most popular goalkeepers are simply not going to play. So this is going to be really easy to rattle off a few avoids straight off the back. So Drukowski, Sillerson, Courtois, none of these players are in their respective squads for their Euros, so just avoid these players. A lot of people actually do have Courtois in their team. He is 10% selected at time of recording, so if you are one of those 10% of Euro Fantasy managers with Courtois in your team, remove him. And there's a whole bunch of other players that we need to remove as well, because they are simply not starters in their team. Radu can go in there, Baumann can go in there, Sells, David Raya, and ter Stegen as well. Ter Stegen, Neuer recently confirmed as first choice. Ter Stegen actually played way more over the last year, but that's because Neuer was injured. So Ter Stegen, despite his quality, he is an avoid because he's just not going to be the starter, and we know this. All of these players that you see in the avoid section, remove them from your team, 100%. Next up, we can go through some other players. So let's start off with a very difficult name to say. Mamadashvili. I think I've got that right. These Georgian names, man. Honestly, can someone explain to me why people from Georgia have such long names? It's crazy. It's incredible, but it is crazy. Weak defense from Georgia. Only one clean sheet in qualifying, which is really, really bad, actually. Turkey, Czech Republic, and Portugal. They're okay fixtures, particularly those opening two fixtures, but I probably would give him a miss. I'm going to put him risky because I think there is maybe some value there because he is going to be a nailed-on starting goalkeeper. He's going to have a lot of shots at him, and he probably will make some saves. He's a fairly decent goalkeeper as well, but this Georgian team is just a very weak defense. Next up, Szczesny at 5 million. Think he's a little risky for that one. Maybe even put him in the avoid section. Opening fixture against the Netherlands, then Austria, then France. Only 3 clean sheets in qualifying, and they were against Faroe Islands twice and Albania once. So not too good there from Szczesny. I mean, Faroe Islands, it's not even a real country. Sorry, anyone from Faroe Islands, all 12 of you. Not even a real country. I've looked this up recently. Why are they a team in Euro qualifying? I don't even know. Not a real country. Literally. Go check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. Next up, Vicario. I think Vicario probably has to go in a void. I know it's not guaranteed that he is going to be on the bench. He has played the last 2 friendly games for Italy, but I'm pretty confident that Donnarumma is going to be the starting goalkeeper for Italy going forward. I guess let's see what happens in the Italy friendly tonight. That may have even started. Well, it's probably finished by the time you watch this video, but yeah, certainly something to keep an eye on. But Vicario, I think I would probably just avoid. Not really worth looking into. We got a nailed-on goalkeeper. Oblak, maybe okay. 5 million, I would probably give him a miss. A little bit risky there. Great goalkeeper, not so great defense. Could be a dark horse pick, but it's difficult to confidently predict clean sheets from him. Denmark is the opening fixture, then Serbia, then England. The first two fixtures are pretty decent. Maybe we put him in solid. It's not too bad. Next up, here is an interesting pick. I'm going to put him in solid, and it's Maignon. Turkish goalkeeper, 4 million. He's got an opening fixture against Georgia, then Portugal, but Georgia first. Recently, Turkey drew 0-0 with Italy. There is some rotation risk with Kakir, but he has started all of the games. He has been available since November. Now, Turkey play Poland tomorrow in a friendly, so maybe we can get some more information from that. If Maignon starts against Poland tomorrow, then I think that makes him actually a great pick at 4 million because we've got a fairly decent fixture, opening fixture, 4 million goalkeeper. Turkey have proven that they can be an okay defense. 4 million is a nice price tag for him. Next up, Kobel. I think we probably avoid him given that most people are predicting Sommer to start for Switzerland. I don't think it's worth the risk really going for a 4.5 million Switzerland goalkeeper that isn't actually, it's not actually that great of a defense, and it's unlikely he starts anyway. Chance, but pretty unlikely. Unai Simon, I think he's got to be at least solid. Yeah, Spain's defense is decent. They are a better attack than they are a defense, but they're decent. We have got Croatia and Italy as the two opening fixtures, which aren't ideal, but I actually think Croatia and Italy are better defenses than they are attacks. So actually, I think there is potential here for Spain to keep clean sheets in these two games, despite them looking difficult on paper. I think the attack will struggle for Spain more than the defense actually will. So I think there's potential here. 5.5 million is a little expensive, but it's not the worst price you can possibly have. I think it's just a fairly solid, safe goalkeeper to go for. Livakovic, like this one as well. 5 million, a little bit cheaper than Simon. He's nailed. Fairly solid defense there at Croatia. Decent. Spain is the opening fixture, which is something that I don't like so much. But Matchday 2 against Albania, I really do like Livakovic. So I think he's more of a Matchday 2 goalkeeper. If you are planning ahead a little bit and you want a goalkeeper who's going to be good for Matchday 1 and 2, then maybe you can plan ahead a little bit, because I don't think you really want to be using transfers on goalkeepers between each Matchday. So we'll put him in solid. I think he's a fairly decent pick. Next up, Schmeichel. I think maybe risky for Schmeichel. Should be nailed. Often the matchday captain for Denmark, depending on who else is playing. Okay defense, but maybe slightly an overrated defense. Only 3 clean sheets in qualifying in a fairly easy group, but they did regularly keep the score lines low. He's actually got some of the best matchday 1 clean sheet odds. Slovenia is the first fixture, and then England, then Serbia. A little bit more difficult there. So I think actually he's okay. He's not bad. Maybe we can boost him up into solid. Similar situation to Oblak here. We're gonna put him in solid. He's okay. Next up, a 4.5 million goalkeeper that I know a lot of people are talking about, and I do want to talk about this one a little bit more. Now, in fairness to Verbruggen, he is one of my favourite 4.5 million goalkeepers, and I do think at 4.5 million, that is value for money. He has recently been confirmed as the starting goalkeeper for Netherlands, which is brilliant. The fixtures are not great. Poland, the opening fixture, then France, then Austria, matchday 3, not bad. But this is what I wanted to talk about with the Netherlands, because last video, and by the way, no anti-Netherlands bias. We're literally wearing a Netherlands shirt today. But in our defenders video, we spoke about some of the Netherlands defenders, and I commented that I didn't really rate the Netherlands defense. And a lot of people said, well, how can you not rate the Netherlands defense? They have Van Dijk, they have De Ligt, they have Van der Ven. They have got some amazing defenders, right? Surely they're going to be an incredible defense. And I wanted to just speak here briefly on the Netherlands and say, my issue is not with the individual quality of the playing personnel. It is more the system, the manager, the formation. Netherlands, as soon as they come up against a team that is even a little bit tough, they concede goals. Let me just give you a few examples. So since the World Cup, they conceded 4 goals against Croatia, 4 goals against France, 3 goals against Italy, and then 2 goals against Germany and 2 goals against France as well. So Yes, it is indeed a fact that whenever the Netherlands in the last year and a bit have come up against an even slightly tough opposition, they concede goals. I'm sorry that is not the answer you wanted to hear, because I know a lot of people love the idea of going for Netherlands defenders, but they really are just not that good. So all I can say is, I'm sorry, and don't have a cow man. And I say don't have a cow man because Bart Verbruggen, his name is Bart, like Bart, forget it. Right, moving on. Jan Sommer, more likely to play than Kobel, but there's still some risk there that Kobel will start ahead of Sommer. So I think for that reason, he is risky. 3 clean sheets in 10 qualifiers. It's not great. One of them was against Andorra. Although in fairness to Switzerland, 3 out of 4 clean sheets in recent friendlies. And their fixtures are Hungary, Scotland and Germany. Pretty decent. So if we knew for sure that Sommer was going to be starting, maybe we'd be more interested in him. But I think I would rather take a punt on a Swiss defender than a goalkeeper for more security of minutes. Next up, we've got a great pick, and his name is Diogo Costa. Really like this pick. 9 clean sheets in 10 qualifying games. You know, they've actually conceded in all 4 of their friendlies since then, but that's a very good record in qualifying. The group is also amazing for Portugal. Czechia, Turkey, and then Georgia are the fixtures. So you've got a goalkeeper who you can just put in your team, forget about, and have that confidence. Portugal always playing kind of on the last day of the match day as well, which is good for that rotation. If you have another goalkeeper to come in first, and then you've got a nice, safe, secure Costa to come in on the final day of each match day, I guess. And I think that's going to be really useful. Of course, guys, if you want to know about how substitutions work in Euro Fantasy, then make sure you check out that how to play video, and you're going to see how important it is to have 2 playing goalkeepers. That's why all of the non-playing goalkeepers are all down in the avoid section. But Costa, I think he could be really useful in a strategic way, and a great price at 5 million for a decent defence in Portugal in a decent group as well. Next up, Neuer. Now, Neuer is overrated. I'm going to put him in risky. I know a lot of people are crazy on Germany at the moment, but only 3 clean sheets in 15 friendlies since the World Cup for Germany. That's a pretty terrible record. However, I know that obviously Germany are the host nation. They've got a decent matchday 1 clean sheet odds against Scotland. Then they've got Hungary and Switzerland, 2 other great fixtures for Germany. But Neuer is 6 million. That is a lot of Wonga. And there is better value for money in defense. We spoke about in yesterday's defenders tier list video. Of course, go check that out if you haven't done already. We've got the likes of Mittelstadt and Ta, who are going to offer you, even Rudiger, who are going to offer you better value for money than Neuer. So doesn't really seem like too much point in going for Neuer unless you are counting on save points and penalty points, I guess. So yeah, he goes down in risky. We really can't put him any higher than that. Next up, Donnarumma, another 6 million goalkeeper. I think in fairness, he is probably solid, like low tier solid. Good defense, will probably play. We back Donnarumma ahead of Vicario. Great opening fixtures and actually the best clean sheet odds in matchday 1 against Albania. Then he does play Spain and Croatia, which is a little bit worse. But what I would say with Italy and with Donnarumma is, just like Germany, there is better value in defense. So there's like, 4.5 million Mancini. There is 5 million Di Lorenzo. Not Di Lorenzo. Yeah, no, DiMarco. Di Lorenzo's 5.5, so you can go there as well. Bastoni. So there's other options that are going to provide better value for money. Like we mentioned earlier, the Italian, any defender is going to be more value for money than goalkeepers because of those ball recovery points. So I don't really see too much point in going for Donnarumma unless you're forced to because you love so many other defenders and you can't fit enough Italian defenders in for whatever reason. Yeah, he's solid. He is better than Neuer, but that money, not really feeling it. So we do need to start putting some more players in great pick, and don't worry, we are getting there. We're going to put Maignon in a great pick. Probably one of the better 5.5 million goalkeepers, in my opinion. Should be nailed on. Good defense. 6 clean sheets in 8 qualifying games, which is decent. Though in fairness, they have conceded in some friendlies recently. But opening fixture against Austria, then Netherlands, then Poland. France, one of the favourites for the tournament. 5.5 million goalkeeper. When you compare that to a Donnarumma or Neuer at 6 million, that looks a little bit better. So I do quite like. I think he's a great pick. I do think he's a great pick. We have got still a couple more main goalkeepers to go through before we look at our hidden gems. First of all, Lunin. He's the man on everyone's lips. I think he is. I don't know if he's I don't think I can put him in great pick. I'm going to put him in solid. Better than Verbruggen in terms of those 4.5 million goalkeepers. But yeah, let's talk about him for a little bit here. So he is probably the main starting goalkeeper for Ukraine, but it's not a guarantee. The manager has said that all 3 goalkeepers are going to get a chance in the friendly games before a decision is made on who will be the starting goalkeeper during the tournament. Trubin is probably the biggest threat to Lunin. He kept a clean sheet against Germany in a recent friendly. Bushchan conceded 3 against Poland, so maybe not so much of a worry there. So it's between Lunin and Trubin at the moment for the Ukraine goalkeeper spot. But what I should say about Lunin is he started both of the crucial playoff games that actually got Ukraine to the tournament in the first place, and everyone was available for those 2 games. So Lunin has been trusted in the 2 super important games for Ukraine recently. So that does suggest that Lunin is going to be the goalkeeper for Ukraine. Of course, there is one more friendly on Tuesday. Maybe we'll get more info then. But what I would say, Ukraine, great fixtures. Romania to start off, then Slovakia, and then Belgium. Incredible. I would say Lunin does indeed have the best clean sheet odds of any 4.5 million or less goalkeeper in Matchday 1 and 2. Really, really nice there. So he is solid. If we get any information that he is the guaranteed starter, I think he maybe even moves to must-have, but we can't put him any higher than that at this point. Which brings us to Pickford. The best pick here. He is the best pick here. England, probably the best defence in the tournament because they are a defensive and negative team. 4 clean sheets in 8 games during qualifying. However, I should say that England, in qualifying, had Italy, they had Ukraine. Obviously, they'd had to play each of those teams twice. Pretty tough group in many ways as far as Euro qualifying groups go. So, in that sense, actually, yeah, England, really solid defence. They've only conceded more than once in a game on 1 occasion since the World Cup. So, I'm not sure exactly how many. It's something like 15 games since the World Cup. Only 1 time England have conceded more than 1 goal in a game. That was a March 2-2 draw with Belgium. So really nice all-round defence. Pickford also very good for saves. He is a good shot stopper. The group is Serbia, Denmark and Slovenia. That is probably one of the better groups that any team has. In fact, it is the best group stage clean sheet odds of any team goes to England. So, yeah, England, really nice clean sheet odds there. The only thing that puts me off Pickford, because I think he is really great, the only thing that stops him from being a must-have is that you can get Mark Gahey for 4.5 million as a defender, or maybe Stones if he's fit. He's also 5 million. So, is there better value for money in Gahey or Stones for England defensive players if you're looking for those clean sheet points? Maybe. But aside from that, Pickford is a great goalkeeper pick. I really do like him, and I'm trying to figure out a way of getting him into my own team. Which brings us now, guys, to our hidden gems. All of these other players we've spoken about so far, loads of people have been picking these players. But there's a few players no one's picking, but we're going to talk about them anyway. So first of all, let's go with a Casteels, who is a 5 million goalkeeper. Then we'll do the 4 million goalkeepers that I want to talk about. And Casteels, I think, in fairness, solid pick. Yeah, really like this pick a lot. 5 million is fairly decent value for money. Same price as the likes of Pickford and Costa, who I would probably put slightly ahead. He's the confirmed starting goalkeeper for Belgium. I think a lot of people are ignoring him because they think Courtois is in the squad. Courtois is not in the squad, and Casteels will be the goalkeeper. 5 clean sheets in 8 qualifying games for Belgium. 4 clean sheets in the 5 friendlies since qualifying, only conceding against England. The group is Slovakia, Romania and Ukraine. Very nice fixtures indeed. The only thing about Casteels, similar to Pickford, there are cheaper options in defence. And, you know, we've got the likes of Face, maybe Castagna, maybe some other players. Check out the defenders video if you want to do that for our tier list for defenders to see the Belgium options. But I would still say Casteels is worth considering if you can't fit in any more Belgium defenders into your team for whatever reason. If your defense is already full of players, you've already settled on your defense, you've got an open Belgium slot maybe, Casteels at 5 million could be a Castile at 5 million. Let's move on. We've got some 4 million goalkeepers I want to talk about today, guys. Again, that nobody is talking about. So, first of all, hzfCWh, he is going to go in the risky category, so we're going to put him down here. But a 4 million most likely starting goalkeeper, some rotation risk with Berisha, but Albania, you know, they kept clean sheets against Poland and the Czech Republic in qualifying. Defense is generally okay, but not great. Unfortunately for them, they are in a group of death. Against Italy, Croatia, and Spain. But if you are just looking for a 4 million goalkeeper who is more than likely going to play, maybe hzfCWh is the answer. But he's not fully nailed on, unlike the next goalkeepers we're going to be talking about. So, we've got an opportunity here. Austrian goalkeeper Pence. He is going to be pretty much playing every game due to that Schlager injury. So, 4 million goalkeeper who's going to be playing probably every game. Austria only conceded 3 goals in 5 friendlies since qualifying, which is really nice. That included clean sheets against Germany and Slovakia, 2 decent teams. The fixtures, however, France, Poland, and the Netherlands. So that France opening fixture does put me off Pence, but at 4 million, save points are going to be on the line there potentially. He's actually a reasonably decent pick. I don't want to put him in solid because of that opening fixture against France, but if you're looking for that super cheap goalkeeper who is going to be starting, definitely worth talking about. Next up, Stanek. A small rotation risk for him with Kovar, who played the last 2 games, which actually was Kovar's only 2 games he's ever played for Czechia. Czech fans do think that Stanek will be the starting goalkeeper, however. Please do confirm that with me if you are a fan of Czechia. Czechia defense, okay, it's not too bad. Only conceded more than 1 goal in a game once since the World Cup. So 13 games, and yeah, only, you know, conceded a lot of goals on 1 occasion. That was a 3-0 loss to Albania a little while ago. The fixtures, Portugal is the opening fixture, which is not great. The next 2 fixtures are Georgia and Turkey, though. So even though I don't love Stanek for the opening fixture, he's definitely someone we need to talk about for match days 2 and 3. And I wanted to highlight him to you guys as someone who is an interesting pick. Again, if you are planning ahead a little bit with your goalkeepers and you can manage to maybe concede some goals against Portugal, maybe hope for some save points in that game, maybe a penalty save if you're super lucky, then Stanek at 4 million could be, you know, something you have to roll with the punches a little bit match day 1, but match day 2 and 3, really, really nice option there for you. Which brings us to our final goalkeeper of the video. Another 4 million gem, and I think he is solid at 4 million. We're going to put him somewhere here in the solid kind of area. And his name is Moldovan, which is very confusing because he's not Moldovan. He's Romanian. Bizarre name. Why would you be called Moldovan if you're Romanian? He should be called Romanian. Maybe, right, surely. Clean sheets in both warm-up friendlies versus Bulgaria and Liechtenstein. Clean sheets in 6 out of 10 in qualifying games. That's pretty decent, actually. Maybe a little bit of a dark horse there for clean sheets in Romania. That did also include a clean sheet against Switzerland in November, which is, you know, that's reasonably tough team and a fellow qualifier for the tournament. But the fixtures for Romania are Ukraine, Belgium, I won't talk about Belgium, and Slovakia. Certainly that Ukraine game and that Slovakian game, you know, those are decent fixtures. And actually, I was looking at the clean sheet odds for Romania. They have the 7th best clean sheet odds total for the group stage, which is, you know, very good. You know, 7th best in the tournament, 4 million goalkeeper. That's really nice. So, yeah, there is some risk to going for a Romanian goalkeeper. I know it doesn't sound great on paper, but I actually think he is a serious hidden gem. And if you are just desperate to just get a super cheap goalkeeper for your team, maybe you're trying to free up some budget, maybe you are rotating Moldovan with a Pickford or a Costa, you go for both of those goalkeepers there. I think, you know, why not? Why not do it? It's a little bit of a risk there. No one else is talking about him. It's super differential. I kind of like it. So, yeah, Moldovan, solid 4 million goalkeeper, I think could bring you a few points in Euro Fantasy. Let me know, guys, of course, if you think we got this tier list right. Is everyone in the right position? And, yeah, of course, let me know if there's any other goalkeepers you'd like to talk about. But I think we pretty much covered everyone in today's video. Of course, let me know if there's anything else you would like to see on the channel this week. And, yeah, drop a like if you found this helpful. Also, subscribe, please, because we've got plenty of content coming up in the final week build-up towards Euro Fantasy. Check out another video if you would like to, other tier lists on the channel for all other positions in Euro Fantasy. But aside from that, guys, thank you so much for watching once again. See you tomorrow, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.